Welcome to the Silly Kitchen, where today it's all about cauliflower. Because when this bad boy is on sale, like it was this week for $1.44, I have some recipes in my back pocket to make this go a long way, and I want to share all of that with you today. So first things first is I will cut and wash and prep my cauliflower. And the easiest way to do that is to pull all the greenery off the bottom. And then what I like to do is get it into a nice half chop. Be careful, make sure you don't cut up your fingers. After that, I just try to take that core, that middle out as much as I can so that I can get into the little flower parts. And then you can either pull it apart with your hands or you can use a knife and try to cut into smaller pieces. Either way, you're gonna have a little bit of a mess. That's just the life in the kitchen, so be okay with that. I love doing this, cutting it and prepping it and putting it in the refrigerator in a Tupperware container already cut up into pieces, because that makes it ready to use if you just want to have it raw. It's perfect in salads, or put it on a veggie tray with some dip, or maybe add it to a charcuterie if you're going to have some meats, cheeses, and veggies. All awesome options, and that way all the hard and messy work is done. That's option one for using up your cauliflower. Option two is probably another really simple one, but roast your cauliflower. It is so yummy and so simple. All I do is toss it in a little bit of olive oil and add whatever my favorite seasoning or whatever I feel like using that day. A lot of the times I tend to go to the Cajun with cauliflower is really nice, some spice in there, or even just try a lemon and herb or whatever you have in your pantry, play with the flavor. I typically set my oven to 425 degrees using parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and I give it a roast for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just depends how well you want it done. That is it. And then you have that as a side dish, or I've even thrown roasted cauliflower into salads to just warm it up in the fall and winter months. Super good, super yummy. If just roasted cauliflower isn't good enough for you, try mixing it in with a couple other ingredients. Onions, chickpeas, and using curry powder. Toss that in oil and roast it the same way. And now it's a bit more of a bountiful and a little bit more of a hearty side dish. That curry powder gives it a really nice spice as well. Whether you roast your cauliflower or you dump it into a soup pot without roasting it, just raw. Soup is a wonderful, wonderful option for cauliflower. It goes a long way, and you can freeze soup. So if you make a big batch with a giant head of cauliflower, you don't want to be eating cauliflower all day. You can freeze a couple batches of soups and have them whenever you want to pull them out without all the work. One of my favorite ways of having a cauliflower soup is white kidney beans, cauliflower, onion, and garlic, some chicken or vegetable stock, and just give it a nice blend and puree. Super good, super easy, and I love the flavors that brings. And last but not least, cauliflower rice has been a super hit over the last couple years. I've even done it this way several times and made a cauliflower chicken fried rice. So it's not really rice, it's not really fried. It's a healthier version using cauliflower instead. If you're looking at having a little bit of less calories and less carbs, what an awesome option for this vegetable. I mean, for crying out loud, they make pizza crust out of cauliflower. And even though I'm into simple cooking and I will probably never make a cauliflower pizza crust, the rice version of this vegetable dish is something I can absolutely get behind. The other thing I recently tried was I took that pulsed cauliflower, and I had so much of it because it made so much fried rice one night, I decided to try to freeze it. And then I gotta tell you, I took a little bit of this package out and threw it into a soup for additional vegetables, and it was perfect. So if you have a giant cauliflower and it's too much to deal with, pulse it and freeze it. It works great. Vegetables in general are so versatile, and cauliflower is absolutely one of them. I could probably give you 100 more recipes using cauliflower, but sort of the root stays the same. Cook it, boil it out, turn it into soup, or keep it chunky in soup, roast it. eat it roasted or use it in a soup again. You know, make that rice dish if you want. Use it in stir fries. There's a gazillion things you can do with it. I hope this has inspired you that if you've got a cauliflower that you bought on sale and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with it? Those are some ideas. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the cauliflower version of the Silly Kitchen, and I will see you again soon.